100 years ago, the world bore witness to the systematic and deliberate annihilation of 1.5 million Armenians and other minorities by the Ottoman Empire.
گشخان موقع بيت برستم تانتا عاشورتا قبل أخنيوان بشنا إيك توليتون بخيا وبتيانا منتا من أخن إيتون أمان يداها خورزا وبتيانا منتا من يداءة AX إلى خباوة يداء من برستم تانتا عاشورتا قد يوالها تخمن تقاطن قد يشخخ إيوان انقطع قد Congresswoman Anna Eshoo لم متخرج شمت أطوراي بإدانة بتخاربة قتل أمت سيفا ين ليلة أنقطع إسري أربع بنيسان إلى خيومة قد عربناي يكل تابل كتخريلون سهدة بريشايد قتل أمت سيفا تشغل الشوب بشيتة ألبو جامو 15 بأو يوما أطوراي عربناي وغريكناي يكل تابل تخرون إموتري شنة تقتل أمت سيفا أطوراي يكل تابل هلبت بشيمة وخاقها خيتا قد الباي بنا أمتن بيشنا قطيلة جو شيتا بيت سلطانة عثمانية إلا إحنا نتفعلن خدا قلت بشامتا خيتا قد Congresswoman إيخيدتا وقامتا جو كونغرس أمريكا ميقولتا Congresswoman Anna Eshoo بإدانة تخرى على قتال أمت سيفا لا تخرى شمت أطورايا غريكنايا أخشي متخرى شمت عربنايا وقديا قريلا كزيرويات خينة ين other minorities هل بعد أهلا بجها قامته قد Congresswoman Anna Eshoo بسراوة للشمت أطوراية بإدانة مدخورة لا قتل أمت سيفا قد شو زودة من شبه 50,000 أطوراية بشنو قتيلة قدها شيتا أديا بتشوخنا وخون أم خازو الخزبت Congresswoman Anna Eshoo بولتلا بود قتل أمت سيفا بشيتة 3,015
Hello, I'm Congresswoman Anna Eshoo, and I want to thank you for inviting me to be with you. Only having to be in Washington, D.C. for votes keeps me from joining you in person to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the Armenian genocide. 100 years ago, the world bore witness to the systematic and deliberate annihilation of 1.5 million Armenians and other minorities by the Ottoman Empire. Men, women, and children were killed, shot, beaten, tortured, starved, raped, and death-marched, amongst them members of my own family. Why? Because they were Armenians and they were Christians. And despite the overwhelming evidence of this dark chapter in history, the first genocide of the 20th century, the United States Congress has yet to formally recognize it. Despite efforts beginning in 1975 to formally recognize the Armenian genocide, Congress has yet to acknowledge what took place, undoubtedly, 100 years ago. 42 states in our country have recognized the Armenian genocide, as well as 11 NATO allies. On Sunday, April 12th, celebrating Mass in St. Peter's Basilica, Pope Francis said, "In the past century, our human family has lived through 3 massive and unprecedented tragedies. The first, which is widely considered the first genocide of the 20th century, struck your own Armenian people." He added, "It is necessary and indeed a duty to recall the centenary of that tragic event, that immense and senseless slaughter whose cruelty your forebears had to endure. Concealing or denying evil is like allowing a wound to keep bleeding without bandaging it." Pope Francis also spoke of the Armenian genocide in connection to barbaric attacks by ISIS on Christians in the Middle East today, with an impassioned reference to, quote, "so many of our defenseless brothers and sisters who, on account of their faith in Christ or their ethnic origin, are publicly and ruthlessly put to death, decapitated, crucified, burned alive, or forced to leave their homeland." I'm proud to have co-sponsored the Armenian Genocide Resolution in every Congress I've served in, since to have formal recognition by the government of the United States, and I will not rest until we are successful. Today, on the 100th anniversary of the genocide, we commemorate the 1.5 million people who were taken from us, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, and cousins. Each succeeding generation will hold them in their hearts as we do in ours, and we will never forget. May we honor them in every way, and may the United States Congress rise to the occasion by formally recognizing their loss and collectively say, never again.
عادية بيانجش قامودالا على فيسبوك بوستت بولطالا Congresswoman Anna Eshoo يوم الأسري 4 بنيسان تريلبو شوفاسر وهربدانا جش قال خكمة من تخمنيات بن عمان من برق ريتت دها بوست. جوخا بويانت Congresswoman Anna Eshoo بولطلا يوم الأسري 4 بنيسان بشيت تريلبو شوفاسر باقودلا جو أها يوم إموتريشن من قمادية تيفل فيلا سحتت قطلتا وطرتت 5 مليون بلغي عرب ناية وشركة خسيرويات بيت شلطانة عثمانية. أبنت من شيتة ألبو جمو شوي خمشة شريخ بالخانة قد شلطانة أمريكا رشمائيت قابل القطال أما عرب ناية من بار إموتريشن هالام كونغرس ليلا قبلتو أها قطال أما. اتلي إقارة تانيان أنا كل دانا بلختن الأرمينيان جينوسايد ريزولوشن جو كل خا كونغرس تشغلتن شوبها ولي كاليان هل دو يومت آيان منتيانتا وشلطانة أمريكا رشمائيد مودة وقابل قتل أما عربنايا مدينة مارا خكمة مبنى أمتن بداها بويانا ميقورتا Congresswoman Eshoo متتت إقارة قاتورايوتخ ليش شغلة من إقارة قارمنايوتخ التت خادوتلت عربناية وآتوراية قمت خد كماشن الدعوار بليخنا أم أودالة قمدتت قتال أما بطلابخ منخ آمن دي زرزتله يوم تسهد آتوراية شباب طبخ قربونله وبدايخ قد آتوراية خيانة كاليفورنيا أني تسني داخينا قإسراية شنة رابب خادي خزيئت خبويانا على الفيسبوك أن الشوف مو 50,000 آتوراية ميقورتا روزي مالك يونان متخورة لجدا إجارتت كتب لقاتخ إذا طلا سامة من خيانة آتوراية جوتيفل أو زونا وبيان متخران قاتخ قد قتل أما آتوراية هالم بشقال الشوبة جو مدنخا مسقيتا Congresswoman Eshoo دم آتوراية بجراية لجواردخ وشمخ إلى آتوريتا إن آتن بسرابة الهيايوتخ آتوريتا بسرابة قيانخ بلكد آتن لا تخمنت إن آتوراية تخموننا بإدانة آتن مبصورات وبقرايات خسيرويات خينة ميقورتا Congresswoman آتن لتلق إحاقوتت مكبت وشغلت من إقارة آتوراية آني تهمى شموتنا إقارة سنيدغينة وخزينا قاتخ أخاقالة قآتوراية آتن إيفات خا Congresswoman إنا لت خا برسوبتت همزمة من جيبت آتوراية وإيتن خك مداناته سنيخ خالقالخ أخ آتوراية إن أغ بدمايلا آتن بنخابت أويت قالت آتوراية وشمت آتوراية متخرته خياه خيتا وقياه خارتا قد آتوراية مبشملخ رابا بشتا بالتانخ إن آتن سربت آتوراية بتسرويلخ خكمة ممنعون تن مارنا بلكت Congresswoman Anna Eshoo ليلة متخرتا شمت آتوراية بيومت إسري 4 بنيسان من سب أو يوم إيلة يومت سهدت عربناية خكمة من نازل معرنا إن إيلة يومت سهدت عربناية إسري 4 بنيسان يومت سهدت آتوراية شباب طبخ قامودي هجدانا لخشم يا هجمندي من خا Congresswoman قد إيلة بلجو آتوراية وبلجو عربناية هرب إيدانا خكمة من نوخن تخمن توخن إلى قد Congresswoman Anna Eshoo بلكت لتلا داتا مليانتا بود آتوراية عديا بتشوغا نوخنام خكمة من زول خزوة من همزميات Congresswoman Anna Eshoo قد مدوينا رابا سباي Congresswoman Anna Eshoo بدايلة تقيلة آتوريتا ورابا سباي بدايلة آتوراية مانينا
Dresses, and of course we know the dark pages of history. My family knows them very well from both sides of my ethnic background, Armenian on one side and Assyrian on the other. Not Syrian, but Assyrian. Yeah. And I do speak the language that Congressman Wolf spoke of, the today's manifestation of Aramaic. And so these are the original Christians of the world, the original Christians. And why the Western world has not had a deeper, broader appreciation of this has really mystified us, troubled us, but you're coming together.
This is systematic extermination of religious minorities across the Middle East, including those who share the same heritage I do. I am of Armenian and Assyrian descent. This is history for my family that is repeating itself all over again.
And history is repeating itself. The stories that my grandmother told, both grandmothers told me, which are just so embedded inside of me. To think that those stories are reality all over again. It's one of the real horrors of that is taking place in the world.
Syrian Americans are proud. And I am so proud of who I am.
Assyrians have not only a culture and a heritage that is rich, but it dates back to the origins of civilization and what they as a people brought forward. So we are the descendants of that heritage. I'm proud to be the first and the only Assyrian American to serve, a woman to serve in the Congress of the United States.
أبن خزيلة خن جدان زول خزبة قد Congresswoman Anna Eshoo رابا سباي بدايلة أطوراي مانينا ورابا سباي بدايلة بتشقيت ديان إنا جرابا من همزمياته جرابا من أوديات قد بشتلت شتا قد شغلة شوبا أوديات أطوراي هرب إدانا رابا من genocide resolutions بلختلا الله قديان قرية Christian minorities of the Middle East يعني زيروياتم شيخايت مدنخة مسقيتم أبنت إحنا رابا سباي بداية خرب إدانا رابا من كونغرس men and women وكل كونغرس أمريكا بداية لقد أطوراي جمدن خمس أتا لنا بياشة تريد وقتيلة أخشي بود خاطر التوديتهم شيختا إلا بود هيايوته عشورتا بايان شوخنا خون أم خا زل خزوة خينت إدانت Congresswoman Anna Eshoo بشتبت شيتا بيت شو تابوت أطوراي بمدينة سان هوزي قمرمت آتا أطورتا آين تيلا تاما إنا شمد أطوراي للا متخورو أبنتي لا آتت أمتن بسياقة ورابروبة يشمية آين متخور لقديا أخ كريستيانة مدنخة مسقيتا خيا خيتا.
This is not the first time that Assyrians, because they are Christians, have been targeted and gone after. It is because we are Christians. 2 weeks ago, almost to the day of the new year, celebration of the new year, I'm so proud that the United States House of Representatives passed the resolution 75, and 2 days later, the Secretary of State, John Kerry, in a magnificent statement, I don't know how many of you have read it. If you haven't, I would go online to read it, because he calls out exactly what is taking place in the Middle East.
My purpose in appearing before you today is to assert that in my judgment, Daesh is responsible for genocide against groups in areas under its control, including Yazidis, Christians, and Shia Muslims.
This is one of the great, great values of the United States of America, the freedom of religion. The freedom of religion. And to think that people are targeted and being persecuted and actually being crucified. Bishops and priests abducted, convents burned to the ground, people disappearing, people that are, if they revoke their faith, then they can save their lives, and they have not done that. They have died with the name of Jesus on their lips. I've been in the Congress, sworn in January of 1993, and I have spent all of that time trying to educate members of Congress, and of course every 2 years it changes. Some leave, some are defeated, some retire, but there are always new ones that come in, to explain to them who we are, who I am, and who I come from. We are the oldest Christians in the world. The oldest Christians in the world. And that in and of itself should be part of the embrace, not only of peoples across the United States, but our government as well. So as long as I am there, I will tell the story. I will tell the story. I will remind the members. I will attach it to the value that our greatest, I think it's the greatest value that we have, our freedom of religion, and that it is one of our most essential exports. So the American people have a stake. They have a stake in our people and what they are enduring. So it is, it's very special for me to be here today with all of you. I thank all of the organizations that work every single day to build. And I know that so much comes out of the faith community, because that is at the heart of who and what we are. It matters not to me which church it is. We're all God's children. We're all God's children. And my prayer always is that we always unite around the faith that has lived for thousands of years. And I think if there's anything that should be instructive to us, because we love to argue with each other, you know, we're good at that. We're good at a lot of things, but we feel very strongly about whatever our contemporary views of the moment may be, that we must remain united for those that are who we are and their faith. It's not what church they come from. They are being persecuted, and this genocide is taking place because they are Christians. So if there's anything that should unite us, that should. What we have witnessed over the last decade, which is an accelerated number of assaults on Christians in the Middle East, particularly in, as we know, in Iraq, in Egypt, and in Syria. Just last month, the rebel attack in the northern Syrian town of Qassab placed the once tranquil town's 2,500 Christians, their residents there, on the chessboard of international politics. I mean, just think of that. People living next door to others. This is their life. This is their community. This is the only thing that they've ever known. And it really has revived the dark memories of the Armenian genocide. Across all of these countries and in the communities where the assaults have taken place, we know that they are attacked, assaulted, killed, kidnapped because they are Christians. This is what is the unifying issue. Why? Because they are a small minority. They have no one to protect them. Christians do not have an army. They have no security, and they are not as valued as they should be, and they are smaller groups, so they're much easier to go after.
Why does Obama never mention Assyrians? I mean, he talks about Yazidis a lot, but we never hear him. He says Christians, never uses the word Assyrian, and he knows about us. Do you know why would he avoid the subject?
I think, number one, that when you're a public official, that you don't, let me say it another way. I think our people would draw not only comfort but pride in hearing the word Assyrian. So I agree with you. But there are many different Christian sects there. And so if you say one, then you're leaving out others. Others feel just as strongly as the Assyrians do about our name, our identity, our nationality, our language, our culture. And so Christian really covers many of the sects that are part of that region and have been for thousands of years. So I understand it. I wish he would speak about, use the word Christian more. That really is more my choice. I mean, that's what I use. And in the United States, I think that, again, going back to my opening sentence, Westerners view the Middle East through a Western lens. They don't have a deep and broad appreciation for what comprises the Middle East today. They have holy picture cards of Jesus at Galilee, and they know where he was born in Bethlehem. They know the word Jerusalem. They know the way of the cross. But it's in an ancient storytelling way, and not what is contemporary and who the people are moving forward.
غدا Congresswoman يو كونغرس داتر أمريكا إطلع خيروتر مشاو تبا يو عوديات أموات بريشة. اقتصادا من استريشن Congresswoman أنا إيشو إلى يو كونغرس إحنا أطوراية تشيد على عوديات بريشة وشو تبتلا أمان ويولتلا مملة وهمزميات بريشة. عين هرب إدانا رابا من نخم دايتون قد إيوا غدا من همزمانة وكو سبونسرز خامن خورزت سيد كردستان قد إلى خا non-profit organization قرداية. Congresswoman أنا إيشو إلى بليو عربنايا والتتخادو تلاقت بغزايخ قد أما عربنايا جو أطرت أمريكا متوي لرابا إيقارة قاتو هر أخت أخنان أما أطورايا متوي إيقارة قاتو هذه ما ينشغل نوخنا مخازو الخزبت قد ميقرتا Congresswoman أنا إيشو قابل لخاشو كان من عربنايا.
I know that my mother and father are watching from heaven, and I think that they're dancing as you give this to me this evening. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I couldn't mean it more. Everything that I will do will be done on behalf of the people that I love so much. The ancestors whose shoulders I stand on, as you do on your ancestors as well. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I just couldn't mean it more. And I want to pay special tribute to Frank Pallone as one of the great co-chairs of the Armenian caucus in the House. People don't see us meeting or hear us meeting,
They don't see the quiet work and sometimes the tough work that has to go on in order to make progress together. But how proud we are of him, how proud we are that it is bipartisan, how proud we are to stand with you. And we thank you. We thank you for your advocacy. Without it, our work simply would not move. So God bless all of you. God bless our people. And again, from the bottom of my heart, I just couldn't thank you more. It really is the greatest honor of my life.
آتورايزة يومتخت إسرائيل شن دعوار مقربنا رابا دشنة وشوكانة لإقارة كونغرسومن أنا إيشو. وشوكانة خارا قد إيوا رابا دقرانا ورابا أن انقايت بشل مقربة الإقارة إيوا يومت خاب نيسان يومت شيتا خط آتورة شيتا اشتغل بشوة مو اشتيشوة كت قيمتت شلامة بشلا يوفلتا دشنة قصدي of Los Altos بيات Assyrian Arts Institute. أها قيمتت بشلا دوختا بشلا بشمت Congresswoman أنا إيشو هرجو يرخت نيسان اسري طلعي معنا من بردعين سرب لشمت آتوراية أتيابا ينشاقا نوخون همزمتت Congresswoman أنا إيشو بإدانة شلامة مونيومنت بياش لدوختا قاتوة بتخزيتون قد رابا سباي بدايلة آتوراية مانينا آين مانيلة وتشقيتت آتوراية موديلة وقامودي أن انقاتل قد أخنن آتوراية قانخ وخامخ للشمن جو أمريكا وشركة أطراوات.
When I said, for those that are not Assyrian Americans here, when I said Shlama Alochun, that Shlama. And we use the word peace as a greeting when we see each other. And it's a beautiful word, peace. Place that word in the importance of it in terms of what's happening in the world today. The Assyrians are an ancient heritage, the original Christians in the world. There are about 3 million that speak Aramaic. It was so important to civilization. It was the language that Jesus spoke, Aramaic. And today, I can say some things. I understand just about everything, but my Assyrian is not as good as I would like it to be. But it is it's a very, very rich heritage. Now, why is art important? All you have to do is look the distance to Iraq and Syria and what ISIS has done. What have they gone for to destroy? To destroy our people, who are all Christians? To destroy them. A genocide of our people. But they have also gone for the art. Art represents history. They are the markers of history. They are the markers of people, of ancient peoples. And so the holy books that were all drawn by hand and were not only pieces of art, but contained the history of that time. Statues, monuments, churches, convents. They went for it all. They went for it all. So to have a piece of art that is named peace in this community, generations to come will know who we are, what we are, and where we have come from. And that is a very beautiful and lasting contribution. In the United States of America, I have often thought that there is a direct correlation between the arts and the humanities and our Constitution, because we are a free people. And our country produces so much art, so many manifestations of art, whether it be a sculpture, paintings, magnificent music, whatever those expressions are. I think there are so many because we are free to express ourselves. And so this monument also takes its place in freedom. And we know that peace can produce freedom. So there are many, I think, beautiful things that come together today.
And I hope that I have done an appropriate job of bringing all of these elements together. And all of you that have come here to celebrate something that we all know belongs to us, and that it reflects all of the generations, and that we honor those who we came from. We stand on their shoulders, and we remember those who have given their lives in the name of Christ, simply because they loved him so much. They have a high place in heaven. So today is a celebration. I want you to know that I am really moved and touched by what is taking place here today. Imagine that we'll all be gone to heaven, hopefully. Right, Bishop? Well, hopefully, we're trying. And other generations will come here and learn from this. And hopefully there will be a picture somewhere of all of us gathered here today as we dedicate it. So let me stop with that and say I love you all. I'm proud to be the first and the only Assyrian American to serve, a woman to serve in the Congress of the United States.
جو ختامم من قم شارخ والهدارت ده خورزه پرستم تنت عاشوره تشود را ایمیل على آفیست Congresswoman Anna Eshoo رواب خدخ وقت شمخ ومنه این التت پشم تلاقت یودا عبوش جورتت آتورای قد پرسلا جوکل تیبل لش قلخ اجارتا من Congresswoman Anna Eshoo جانو ين من آفیسو بتخدخ و تخمنياتهم شبت پابالون شركة بالون امان جده خورزه قد اخننزه تخمنيات داين شمخ والون نيشان بدها خورزة ليل قد أختي ماخخ Congresswoman Anna Eshoo بيختخرخ لخا قد بلخانو ويل رابا جبارة كونغرست أمريكا عين ويل رابا منتياته هرب إدانا بلخصلة بقشيوتا قطال أمد كريستيانة يومدن خا مسقيتا إن قلت باشام تلقى ديوم بغزايخ قد عين ليلة متخورو شمت آتورايه أبند آتوراي خيانة بي إريا رابا هو يرى نقاط وقد إديوم يوم مطيطلة الكونغرس وبشامنا آني بغزاينا قد شمديان بياشل سريبا بيد ميقرتا أنا إيشو ميقرتا أنا إيشو إلى خا Congresswoman سبايق أطرت أمريكا إنا إنجشقق البولخانو أخا Congresswoman آتوريتا التتباشمتلا قد لغ بغزايو بولخانو منتيانا اخنا هم عشان متخي قارة الله چی داخل عبودياتن شو تبتلا امن يوفخ شو كانه اخزيلو خون شلام ماني ومن قد ايوه رابا ان قايا ماني ومن قاطورايه بشل دويخه قاتو وبشمو انا مدر عين ليله بتخارو شمت آتورايه أبيتون باسيمت ويلوخون أمان إنتلوخون تخمنيات شادرون إيميل على info@anbsat.com راب خدخ تخمنياتوخون شامخلون هل دو خورزخينة بتشوخخ لوخون بشانه
The Christians of Iraq, or minority Christians, we have a name. We are Assyrians. We need to be called by our name, not just a generic Christian. We have a name and we want to be recognized as such.